All right, let's go check it out. So here we are on a website called OpenSea.
Let's put some distance between us and this island and head out to open sea.
Which looks at NFTs. It's an NFT marketplace for the Ethereum blockchain. And one of the most popular NFTs, Bored Ape Yacht Club, that's really popped up just over the last few months. You can see here 10,000 items, 6.2 thousand owners, and then the floor price, meaning the cheapest one you can get right now is 104 Ethereum, which is about $260,000. And you may be looking at these pictures thinking, it's a JPEG, it's a picture, I can right click and save it. Why would I spend 260 grand to own this thing? And to be honest, the utility, I guess you could say, of this NFT is mainly more of just a membership card and grants access to members in a community. But why is it worth so much? And basically, we're giving so much value to it. Let me throw a little bit of a comparison back to people giving value to things or doing things with no utility. Back in the day, 70s, 80s, rappers and whatnot, they would get bling.
That's his bling!
You know, you'd get huge gold chains, diamonds and whatnot that basically had the jewelry had no real world utility other than just perceived value and looking really cool, because they were even more than what the value of the gold themselves is worth, and whatnot, you know? So in a way, there's a certain category of these NFTs that have blown up in so much popularity and value due to just social demand, with everyone getting into them or aping into them, as they say. So that's one side of things. And because the way things are going to work in the future, people are really going to look at your public wallet or even in the metaverse, maybe see your NFTs, and it'll be like a social currency, social proof. Part of that, rolling into that, is like NFT. Now, Twitter will be like Twitter will now have NFT profile pictures, and you can show off the NFT you own in a hex-shaped profile picture on your Twitter account. And believe it or not, Reddit's looking at doing this now, and even Facebook. So it is pretty crazy. And just this past month, even with cryptocurrency going down, NFTs have been shattering monthly records in sales. Even Budweiser has joined in on the NFT craze with its Key to the Budverse line of Ethereum-based collectibles. Pretty sweet that you're an American beer company like that's getting right into it. I love it.
Yes, I'd like a Budweiser, please.
The other thing, utility. So certain NFTs, like check this out, for the Super Bowl will be the first time Super Bowl tickets will actually be NFTs as well. So, you know, pay attention to the Super Bowl. You'll also get an exclusive NFT version of your ticket. So not only that, you'll buy your ticket, but then it becomes almost like a collectible. The first NFT Super Bowl ticket, you could trade it and you could probably make money off it in the future afterwards in the marketplace. So that's super exciting and I think really cool. A lot of the advertisements we see for the Super Bowl are probably going to be somewhat crypto related. Facebook as well is getting, or Meta is getting into cryptocurrency NFTs. They've already got a wallet now, and it's supported via Coinbase, which we all know is absolutely huge. Speaking of Coinbase, they've got basically 3 million people, is the last thing I heard, on the wait list for access to their upcoming NFT marketplace, because lots of people are on Coinbase for cryptocurrency, but getting into the NFT marketplaces is a little bit harder right now. You have to connect to a wallet like MetaMask, and you have to set up some transfers and whatnot, and it's the ease of access isn't quite where it could be at yet, because we're in the early days. Now, even YouTube itself, the CEO said that we're always focusing on expanding YouTube ecosystem to help creators capitalize on emerging technologies, including things like NFTs. So even the YouTube CEO has mentioned NFTs. NFTs, you can see popularity has flipped every once in a while with crypto itself in Google search terms, which is super crazy. And then there's some interesting quotes here from big people in this article on Forbes. We got this Tal Lifshitz, a partner and co-chair of the cryptocurrency digital asset and blockchain group at Miami, it's easy to see why big brands are spending big money on NFTs. He mentions how it's trendy, it's fun, cutting-edge technology that actually has the potential to redefine the way these brands do business and engage their consumers. The more important question is, why are big brands not spending big money on NFTs?
Big money, $100 billion.
And then Lydia Helton here gives an example, as exclusive brands like Louis Vuitton thrive on scarcity and are exploring Louis Vuitton branded NFTs for the metaverse. Brands are also constantly looking for new ways to increase engagement with customers. So this is like a new marketing type thing for a lot of companies as well. Ultimately, NFTs can be used to reward and incentivize consumers through innovative gifts, exclusive access, and more. When you hold an NFT, the creator or whoever can do snapshots of whoever holds that NFT, whoever has that contract address. And so they know who the holders are. They know their public wallet address, and then they can give them exclusive access, or they can airdrop them rewards. And that's how a lot of these small crypto NFT projects work as well. There'll be things where if you're holding one of their NFTs, you basically will get rewards of a token that they come up with. And it's very easy to create tokens on these blockchains now, like Ethereum. So there can be things where basically if you're holding their NFT, anytime other NFTs are sold, bought and sold, there's transaction and royalty fees, and some of those royalty fees can go back to holders of the NFT. And then the project itself, the owners, the creator of the project, can evolve the project into a DAO.
A what?
Which is a decentralized autonomous organization. And it gets to a point where then they take their hands off the reins of the project, and whoever is holding the NFTs basically have to vote on certain decisions or certain directions that they want the project to go in. So all the holders then have the power to move the project wherever they want. It becomes very community-based, and a lot of the environments are very cool. They typically are in Discord communities, and it's really interesting going to the chats, seeing the positivity in so many of these communities, and everyone unifying behind the project that they've invested in and whatnot. So it's very neat as a social type of aspect as well. Very cool that every fan of the Super Bowl, like I mentioned, is getting one of those. Now, even big company like Lamborghini.
How about a V10 Lamborghini?
In a couple days here, well, February 1st to 4th, they're auctioning off, I think, 5 of these NFTs. And it's very cool looking. I mean, it's a Lamborghini flying into space, and these are all real parts, and the artist took a lot of time to digitally recreate this. And it's really neat. Now, I don't know what the if there's any actual utility of owning these yet, but it's more of, like I said, it's something of value because there's only 5 of them in the world, and it's Lamborghini's first NFT set. So the Genesis is what they call it, the very first one of those certain projects, will hold certain collectible value, because in the future, as we know this industry and this crazy crypto world's going, the first ones of someone's collection is always going to be, or usually going to be, their most valuable. Here's another crazy one I saw. Just recently, I'm a soccer player, and I saw here that Neymar Jr. spent on a pair of Bored Apes 350 ETH, which at the time was about $1 million. And that's pretty crazy. And then even Serena Williams tweeted an image of a pink ape given to her by her husband. And so even celebrities, you know, they're buying into these quite a bit, and it's starting to blow up. We're getting to the point now with big companies like Walmart, big companies like Visa, Budweiser. I mean, all these businesses and corporations now are realizing the potential of these and starting to buy into them. So before I hype NFTs in general up too much and you end up going and just going crazy buying a bunch of different NFTs, here's a site, rarity.tools. Pretty neat because you can see upcoming NFT sales and NFT projects, collections. I remember going to this site months and months ago, and very easy to scroll through, and there wasn't a lot of new stuff. You come back the next day and you could actually see the same project and whatnot. Nowadays, the projects every day on this it is insane. There are so many.
There's so many of us.
And the space, it's become so easy to create these NFT projects and sets and whatnot that now there's a lot of these projects that are basically out there with the intent to make money. The creators are just out there to make a buck. And they create a great looking website, and they may even promise things on their roadmap, but they often will stay anonymous in who they are to protect their identity, they'll say, or something, you know? And their pictures may even look cool, or their NFT set may seem like they're gonna have a cool game or something, and you can really think about, well, you know, this looks cool to me, you know? And if you like the artwork itself, then that's perfectly fine then to go in and buy it. But if you're looking consistently on just trying to make money and get into some of these NFT sets, if the utility isn't really long-term, if there's not a plan that is being followed out and there's not active community members, and then maybe even like a real team who unveils themselves, it's just dangerous is what I'm getting at. 90 to 95% of these projects will eventually go to zero.
That doesn't mean it's worthless, does it?
There's the internet, basically, when it came out, there was all this URL buying that people were doing and thinking they were going to blow up to crazy values, and a lot of those went to hardly anything at the time. So there's a lot of like, I guess you could say, people having a little bit of fear of missing out on some of these projects and whatnot, and some of the big ones, just they go so huge, you think about what the potential value is of a different one, and everyone's promising you things. Just be careful out there. This is not financial advice to go buy NFTs. This is educational on where we're moving in the world and some of what's going on right now. I highly suggest, though, you get into the different communities on Discord and see if you can find a project that means something to you, or find one that has some utility that you would like to utilize, and go for it. But there's my disclaimer on that. But without a doubt, I do not believe there's any way in the future we won't in some way be so incorporated into Web3, into this digital ownership, NFT type infrastructure with transactions, being smart contracts with no middlemen and whatnot, directly buying homes, directly buying things, and it'll be almost into a more fluid automation. The ease of access for NFTs and to do transaction this way will get much easier. As the internet got much easier to use back in the day, it's going to be the same with this. So do your research, be prepared to take advantage and help businesses, help your own company, maybe your own personal brand or personal business, just profit off of knowing how to structure things to be ready for this shift, because it's a shift and it's going to happen. So I hope this was valuable information, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.